So I'm going to try to show you how to do a zero-based budget. Zero-based budget just means that everything has a dollar amount signed to it. Every dollar is spent on paper before you get it. So for our purposes, we're just going to have a nice, easy budget here. $2,000 is our income, just an easy number. Now that's going to be our below average income. So if we make $2,100 a month, we're going to budget our $2,000, and then the extra $100, when we get it, we can apply it elsewhere, whatever you're working on. So for our bills, you have to cover your four walls first. Think of your four walls as your bare necessities. You know that little song from the Jungle Book. You can sing it along as you do it. But your bare necessities are those four walls that keep you going. Your shelter, electricity and water, your food, your transportation to get to and from work. And this is just basic. So basic transportation, the expensive cable package is not a bare necessity. So, that was something that could easily be cut and you're not going to shrivel up and die. So we're going to rent electricity and water. Internet and phone are those gray area ones that, are not truly a necessity, but also, some people, it's just one of those things that makes life easy enough where you're not going to get rid of it. So we're leaving that for here. Food is also going to come out before you pay your credit cards because you have to eat. $300 for this thing, that'll vary, and we'll talk about that category alone later on because there's lots of things that help that category. Car payment, not everybody has a car payment, but for our purposes we do. $250 a month. Car insurance, also another necessity. You have to have car insurance legally. So car insurance is going to be budgeted in there. If you pay it every 6 months or something like that, we'll talk about how to deal with that. Cell phone, that may be a little high, but for round numbers, we're going to say it's $100 a month. Credit card 1, credit card 2. So these are our bills, and this is what it looks like. So now that we've established what we have to pay, we're going to figure out how to pay it. So we're going to say we get paid twice a month here. So $2,000, that breaks down into nice even 1,000 here, 1,000 here. And now we've got our stuff with our due dates. So if our rent's due on the 1st, ideally we want to be able to pay it before it's due. So we want to be able to pay it out here. But for this, we couldn't make it work if we're just starting out this month. So rent's getting paid on the 1st. You're going to pull out your food and your gas. These are your four walls. They are the most important things. This is what gets paid. Our utilities, we're able to pay because of the due dates. We're able to pay those here. So utilities are $300. That leaves us with $700. Car insurance, $50. Food, gas, our cell phone we can pull out of here, car payment, and then we have $240 left over here and $100 left out of this paycheck. So after you've paid your bills, and you're not going to pay these on due dates. If you get paid on the 1st, you're going to sit down on the 1st and you're going to pay the bills. I don't care if it's due on, those are due on the 10th and the 5th. They're going to be paid on the 1st. On these, it's the same way. You get paid on the 15th, you're going to sit down on the 15th and you're going to pay your bills. And then whatever's left over, we're going to deal with that. So the remaining there is $340. All right. So if you're just starting out, you're working on baby step 1, or saving your emergency fund. So for this purposes, we have $340 a month that's going to go to savings. So it's going to take us about 3 months of that amount of money to go meet our $1,000 baby emergency fund. $1,000. That should cover if your starter goes out, if your battery goes out, a flat tire, it'll cover those little emergencies that pop up that just eat away at your money. So that's our goal. Have $1,000 in the bank. You really want to do it in a month or two, if possible. So if we get that $2,200 this month, then we would add that extra $200 to savings and get it even quicker. So that is your first goal, is to write out your budget, figure out where your money's going, and then do it this way. Now this is just bills, so this is not a full budget. So, if you're going to eat out, say you need to eat out for lunch. You know, you can take that out of a food bill. You can say, well, that comes out of my food money if it's just you, or if it's a family. You can have an eat out budget. You can add in, you know, an eating out budget of, you know, let's just say $50 a month. You know, you're going to have to buy clothes. So kids grow. If you have kids, you're definitely going to need a fund for clothing. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out. So let's say we put $15 a month back for clothing. Christmas and birthdays are not surprises. You want to save for those all year. You know, so we can say Christmas is going to be $50 a month. That's what we're going to pull out. And that comes away from this, but it also sets you up to not go back into debt later, to not rely on those credit cards and the things that, you know, cost you money, and you have that money set aside for a specific purpose. And we're going to call these sinking funds. I'm going to cover these in a whole other video, but this should get you started. You know, budget what you're going to spend. You know, if you're going to stop at the gas station every day and get a Coke, write a budget for it. You know, if you're going, you know, if you spend $50 a month at Walmart on cleaning supplies, you need that in your budget. Just anything that you're going to spend needs to be spent on paper first. You know, and then you're going to get this down to zero. But you do want to have money going left over, so to speak, that you can assign to whatever step you're on. So I hope this helps you get started. Hopes it helps you just kind of lay everything out in the basics, get everything together, and then 2017 is going to be a rocking year. And by the end of the year, you'll if you really follow this plan, you're going to wonder how you ever did it without it, because I absolutely cannot do it any other way than what like I used to, and I have to do it this way, and we are so much better off for it. So there is your zero-based budget in a nutshell. Thanks. Bye.